All right, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about 17 through 24 right now. Real quickly, I'm sure that this was great review and you felt like you pretty much knew what you were doing. On number 17 and 18, it says, find the sum of the interior angles of the measure of each and the measure of each angle for the given regular polygon. Now, regular polygons have congruent sides, congruent angles. So I look at number 17 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a decagon, so 10 sides. Now, there's two ways to do this problem. You'd first go the n minus 2 times 180 route, which would be 10 minus 2 times 180. So therefore, you're at 8 times 180, which is what, a pretty big number, 1440? All right, and that would be your interior angle sum. All your interior angles would have to add up to that. Well, that's a real easy number to divide by 10. And so then each angle would be what? Just 144 degrees. All right. The other way of doing that would be to go ahead and say, well, I know all of the all the exterior angles have to add up to be 360. So if I divide that by 10, I would get 36, and that would be the measure of each exterior angle. And then I would know that the interior angle would have to be supplementary to that, and 144 and 36 are supplementary. Okay, let's try number 18. Number 18, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that's a pretty ugly thing. 7 sides. We saw that one on the worksheet. That just doesn't come out clean. So we get 7 minus 2 times 180. And that part we like because we get 5 times 180, which is 900. But 900 does not divide nicely by 7. It ends up being what, like 51. Or no, that would be the exterior angle. Hang on, let's talk about the interior angle. Let's see here. So I go 900 divided by 7. What it goes in? Almost 130, but not quite. Okay, so what it ends up being 138 and 4/7. Or I'm sorry, 128 and 4/7. So your angle is 128 and 4/7 degrees. Well, that would round up, so you could say, well, it's about 129. I'd be okay with that. The total sum was 900 degrees, and each interior angle is about 129. Okay, let's look at number 19. It says, how many sides does a regular polygon have if the measure of each interior angle is 160? And so that one, again, you can kind of guess and check and just keep trying to plug different things in. But what I would look at and go, okay, if the interior is 160, then the exterior, which has to be supplementary to that, would be 20 degrees. So I could take 360 and divide it by the 20, which gives me 18. And there's my answer. That would be my number of sides. If all the exterior angles have to add up to be 360, and each one of them is 20 degrees, then I must have 18 sides. And that one works out pretty simple. Hopefully you got that. Number 20, what is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular polygon with 72 sides? 72 sides. Well, it doesn't matter how many sides. The exterior angles always add up to be 360. So you just take 360 and divide by 72, and that goes in evenly. That goes in 5 times. Okay, and so what is that really telling us? Remember, the question was, what is the measure of each exterior angle? It's 5. This thing's got so many sides that the exterior angles would be such a small, like that's right there is way bigger than a 5-degree angle. But each exterior angle would be 5 degrees. Okay, number 21. How many sides does a regular polygon with an exterior angle measure of 60 have? Okay, so again, if we've got an exterior angle of 60, then the interior angle must be 120. Not that we need that information for this, but I always just like to be thinking about that the two are supplementary. But if the exterior angle is 60 degrees, we can just take that 360, divide by 60, and 36 divided by 6 is 6. Not 6 degrees, 6 sides. And so it is a hexagon. It's a 6-sided figure. Okay, 22, 23, and 24, we have done problems like this over and over, and so hopefully you're feeling really good about these. The first one is a 4-sided figure, but it doesn't matter how many sides it is because we're looking at the exterior angles, okay? And so the exterior angle is what we get, 2x minus 24 degrees plus x plus 14 degrees plus x plus the last exterior would be 90. I know it shows a 90 on the interior, but that would mean that the supplementary angle would also be 90. And all of those are exterior angles, so all those would add up to be 360. So I can go 2x, x, and x gives me 4x. Negative 24 and positive 14 gives me negative 10, plus 90 more gives me 80, and all that's equal to 360. If I subtract the 80 from both sides, I get 4x is equal to 280, so therefore x is equal to 70 degrees. Okay? That's pretty simple. I could go back and it says, what's the measure of x? What is the measure of each exterior angle? So then I got to go back and take that 70 and plug it back in. So you go, well, 2 times 70, excuse me, minus 24 would be, excuse me, 2 times 70 would be 140, minus 24 would be 116. So that one exterior angle is 116. The other one would be 70 plus, 14? And so that would be 84. The other one is just x, and so that one is just 70. And the last one is 90. Okay, so pretty simple. Now, 23 and 24, I had someone ask me yesterday, hey, are those regular polygons? I thought that was a really funny question because regular polygons have congruent angles and congruent sides all throughout, and these clearly do not. But so what do we do? For number 23, I say, well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. So if it's 8 sides, I think n minus 2 times 180, okay, where n is the number of sides. In this case, it's 8. So I say 8 minus 2 times 180, and that gives me 6 times 180 is what? 1080. So the interior angles have to add up to be 1080. And for this one, I would just go through and add up everything. So I'm going to add up the x's first and say 4 and 2 is 6, 2 more is 8, 4 more is 12, 4 is 16, 18, 20, 24x. If I add up all the x's, and then I've got negative 80 plus 50 is negative 30, plus another 50 is positive 20, minus 80 is negative 60, minus another 80 is negative 140, plus 50 is negative 190, plus 50 is negative 40, minus 80 is negative 120. And all that's equal to 1080. So you bump the negative 120 to the other side, and you get the 24x is equal to 1200. Divide both sides by 24. You get that x is equal to, what, 50? Yeah. And so x is 50. And it says, okay, so find the measure of x, and then find the measure of each interior angle. And so I got to take that 50 degrees and just work my way around. And how can I double check to make sure this is right? Well, when I plug it back in, all of my angles need to add up to that 1080. So 4x minus 80, if I plug in 50, that one's going to be 120. The next one, 2x plus 50 is going to be 150. Okay, 2x plus 50 again is going to be 150. The bottom left is going to be 4x minus 80. We've already seen that one, so that's 120. Go over to the other side. And so at this point, we're just repeating. The other side has the same angles. Has a 120 up top, 150, 150, then 120 at the bottom. Okay, let's look at number 24. Okay, number 24. We have got, this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So n minus 2 times 180, 6 sides. So we say 6 minus 2 times 180. That's 4 times 180, which would be 720. Okay, so the interior angles all have to add up to be 720. Add up the x's, and we've got 3, 4, and 3 give me, what, 10? And then 20 on the other side, so you get 20x. And then negative 20 give you negative 40. So you're at negative 80, all equals 720. And this is a real easy one. You add 80 to both sides. You get 20x is 800. Divide by 20, you get x is 40. If you go back to plug that in, you get 3x minus 20. You plug in the 40, and you get 120 minus another 20, ends up being 100. That middle angle is just 4x. Multiply 40 times 4, and you get 160. And the bottom, again, is that 3x minus 20. They were all about symmetry on this one. Okay, and so, again, you're at 100. All right, hopefully that was enough. I know I moved through those quickly, but this stuff you have seen over and over and over. We're going to do a little bit more practice for today, and then I will see you guys on Monday. All right, have a great day.